Intimate Portrait is a profile of two creatives who were living in Manhattan in mid-century. They're actually my great aunt and uncle, Don Moffett and Eunice Skid Moffett. And this is a little slice of their life as they lived here in New York. Eunice died after Don in 2018. The family went up to clear out the house, and I knew some of their story and their life, and there might have been something there that would have not financial meaning, but more personal meaning to me. I knew Don was a musician, and I was like, oh, I would love to see what this record collection is. And then we were just going through things, and we came across these 3 standard 9x16 photo albums. And I was like, oh, what's these? And order these. And I started flipping through them, and it had all these photos. And I was like, does anybody know about this? And a kind of collective shrug, shoulder shrug. And I said, I'd like to take them if nobody else wants them. And everyone was like, ready to wash their hands of them. Fine, that's one less thing that has to go in the dumpster. What I picked up from these photos and the story that's happening there is these intimate moments. For instance, I love this photo. Just these two people who are looking. I think that's Washington Square Park. Very busy area, but he's been able to zoom in on just this candid kind of moment. This is some pretty important, cool stuff. This show is more than just Don Moffat's photos. His partner and wife, my also great aunt, was Eunice Moffett, and she was the partner in a gallery. And so the other part of this show is her work with the gallery. And there was a lot of interesting things that happened there. There was a music program. In fact, Charles Mingus was there. He recorded a record. It's actually called Live at the Nonagon. The work as a couple that they did, Don and Eunice, was separate but also together. I think of them as hunter-gatherers, that Don was going out with his eye and gathering these images and seeing things. Eunice was gathering these artists and putting them together and presenting them in her gallery. And one of the stories that my uncle had told me is that Eunice actually introduced him to William de Kooning. So they were part of this larger circle of marquee names, but they were all regular people at the time. I don't want to sound too cliche, but like New York is just this melting pot of all sorts of different perspectives, languages, people, backgrounds, and a show like this shows what these two people were doing, how they saw the city.